आइए हम सुने विज्ञान की अनकही कहानियाँ। आइए हम सुने विज्ञान की अनसुनी कहानियाँ। एक नई दुनिया की आवाज आपकी आवाज, विज्ञान की आवाज, की आवाज।
Ever wondered why earthquakes occur? Well, the textbook answer is the shifting of tectonic plates. But what really happens below the surface of Earth? Today, on Vigyan Ki Awaaz, we present to you Director of Wadia Institute of Himalayan Geology.
My name is Vineet Gahalaut. My focus area is basically seismology. I work on earthquakes. I joined Wadia Institute of Himalayan Geology in January this year. Before that, I was employed at CISAR Institute in Hyderabad. As I said, I basically work on Himalayan earthquakes. But other than that, I have worked in different tectonic domains of India, and I use crustal deformation as one of the method to understand earthquake processes in Indian plate region.
PhD from University of Roorkee. Now known as IIT Roorkee, Dr. Vineet Gahalaut, the director of Wadia Institute of Himalayan Geology, has dedicated several years of his life to understanding these earthquakes. Here are his accomplishments so far.
So I graduated from University of Roorkee, which is IIT Roorkee now. I did my MTech from there in 1989. Then I did my PhD, and then I became faculty in Department of Earthquake Engineering, University of Roorkee. But then I moved to from Roorkee to a research institute, which is CISAR Institute in Hyderabad. It's called National Geophysical Institute, and that's where I'm since 1999. So I've spent 25 years in understanding earthquakes, in understanding earthquake processes. I keep GPS, which is used for estimating crustal deformation, and I try to understand how these earthquakes occur, what is the process behind occurrence of these earthquakes, the process to understand seismogenesis, the seismic hazard in a region. I have done a lot of work in Himalayan region, especially in Garhwal Kumaon, where we are sitting right now. Besides this, I have worked in Jammu Kashmir region, Andaman Nicobar, Indo-Mizaq, and several other tectonic domains of Indian region.
Before we understand more about these earthquakes, who was the visionary behind the Wadia Institute of Himalayan Geology?
So this institute has a huge legacy. I mean, there was this professor called D.N. Wadia, who was extremely visionary person. You will be surprised to know that he was FRS, and he had done tremendous work. I mean, in Indian geoscience or Indian science, I would say. So he was the one who proposed the establishment of this institute. So this was done in 1968, and then in 1976, the institute moved to Dehradun, where we are sitting right now, Wadia Institute of Himalayan Geology. So this institute, known as Wadia Institute of Himalayan Geology, by including the name of Professor Wadia because of legacy. So this institute is basically focused on Himalayan geoscience research. Traditionally, it was involved in field mapping of Himalayan region, looking at structures, looking at evolution of Himalaya, looking at fossils here, looking at resources, and on several aspects. So that was the focus in initial periods.
How does the work at Wadia Institute of Himalayan Geology contribute to the larger good of society and mankind?
The vision of Wadia Institute is to use latest technology, to use latest understanding, to understand several earth processes, to understand earth processes which lead to mountain building, to use technology to mitigate the risk because of various geo hazards, for example landslide, for example earthquakes, or glacier related hazards for safer living of people here. It also works on georesources in terms of mineral exploration, in terms of water scarcity, in terms of building several structures in the region. So that's the vision towards which we work on. As I said, traditionally this institute was basically for understanding the structure, understanding the geodynamic setup of this Himalayan region. So that was that was the topic. But then with time, now we have started. We work on geochemistry. We still work on mountain building. We still work on field mapping. We still work on evolution of Himalayan region, how it is evolving and how it will evolve with time. There's a lot of focus on climate tectonic research, interaction of climate and tectonics. There's a lot of work on understanding these natural hazards so that we can mitigate them, mitigate the risk caused by these hazards. We also work on landslides because that has become very common with climate change, with a lot of developmental activities. So landslide has become a very it has become a very recurrence process. It keep occurring now and then. So that's one of the things which our main focus is. We also work on glaciology because one of the issue with climate change is melting glaciers and then water scarcity. So that's another work on which Wadi Institute of Himalayan Geology work on.
Let's hear what's in the future.
This institute, look at the name of it, Wadi Institute of Himalayan Geology. So this is one institute which focuses on understanding geology of the Himalaya. So in that way, it's a very focused institute. Uh, we are we keep working on, as I said, we work on georesources, we work on geohazards, we work on um, several development activities. We participate in all those activities. We also work on manpower development. There's a lot of outreach which we go, which we take up in Himalayan Wadi Institute of Himalayan Geology. So in that way, because the name of the institute is Himalayan Geology, so basically we're focused on Himalayan geology, and that's where the importance of this institute lies. There have been several achievements of this institute, but if I tell them in terms of scientific jargon, then people, it will be difficult for people to understand. But this is one institute which has created maps of Himalayan structures. Uh, this is one institute which has helped in understanding the evolution of Himalaya. This is one institute which has helped in understanding the biostratigraphy of the region, how it has evolved through understanding fossils. Besides this, we have established several observatories for monitoring earthquakes, for monitoring landslides, for monitoring health of glaciers. So this is one of the major achievement. I mean, collecting the data from the field itself, establishing the benchmarks, creating the reference lines for different, for example, geochemical analysis or for glacier health monitoring, earthquake monitoring. So that these are the major achievement. One of the major achievement of this institute is establishing a plate boundary observatory, which is known as multiparametric geophysical observatory, which is located in Guttu. There is a place called Guttu, a few tens of kilometers from here. So these are the major achievements. Besides this, the institute has produced a few Padma awardees here. We have two Padma awardees in this institute. And then, of course, there are several national awards which have been bestowed upon to several scientists of Wadi Institute of Himalayan Geology. See, traditionally, as I said, that this institute is involved in um, understanding evolution of Himalaya. But then, by looking at the demand of what public wants and what government wants, what society wants from us. So nowadays there's a lot of talk on landslide hazard. There's a lot of talk on glaciology. There's a lot of talk on melting glaciers, GLOF, or avalanches, earthquakes. So that's the major shift. These were the areas where Vadi Institute of Himalayan Geology was not very aggressive. We were doing a lot of research, but it was purely academic research. But now, understanding the requirement of society, we have started working on landslide monitoring. For example, alert system for landslide. For example, monitoring the health of glaciers in real time, monitoring earthquake in real time, um, looking at various other geohazards in the Himalaya. We also plan to work on mineral resources because that's the need of the hour at this point of time. So these are the future research areas which are going to come up. That this institute is basically financially supported by DST. So that's obviously all our manpower, all our funding, it comes from DST. So it's so nice that DST keeps supporting us. But then this awareness, bringing awareness to people, bringing awareness to general society is important, and that's why it's extremely fantastic initiative that DST has brought out this podcast, and I think we should further enhance it. Probably this also reminds me that probably we should also do it in house, so that we can spend more time on it and we can put it on our website so that more people can watch it.
This podcast series on STEM popularization is supported and catalyzed by National Council of Science and Technology, Communication, Government of India, produced by Media for Community Foundation. Technical support is given by Soumya Mishra.